The seed of hope. Ramu was a poor farmer who lived in a small village at the edge of a dusty road. Every morning before sunrise, he walked barefoot to his field with a sickle in one hand and hope in his heart. His land was dry, and the rain hadn't blessed the soil for months. Yet, he worked, not for riches, but to feed his wife and little daughter, Mira. One year, the drought was especially cruel. His crops withered, the well dried up, and he had no money left. The villagers began selling their land and leaving for the city. Ramu stayed. He had nothing, but he couldn't leave the place where his ancestors once toiled, where he had once danced with Mira in the rain. One evening, Mira brought him a tiny seed. "Papa, I found this near the old tree. Can we plant it?" she asked with a smile. Ramu laughed softly. "My little one, what can one seed do when even the clouds have forgotten us?" But she placed it in his hand and said, "One seed is enough to start a forest." Touched by her words, Ramu planted the seed in the driest corner of his land. Every day, he poured a small cup of water over it, water that could have been used for cooking or bathing, but he gave it to the seed. Weeks passed. One morning, a green sprout peeked through the cracked earth. Ramu wept, for the first time in years. Not because he was sad, but because something had finally grown. That tiny plant gave him strength. He started borrowing water from a nearby village, trading his handmade baskets. He planted more seeds, cared for them, and somehow, slowly, his field turned green again. 2 years later, people returned to the village. They saw Ramus' land thriving, not because he had luck, but because he had faith. And that tiny seed, planted by a child's hope, became a tree under which Ramu would one day sit, telling this story to his grandchildren. Seedling moral. Even in the driest soil, hope can grow. All it needs is belief, love, and a little care.